If you have an HND and you're thinking about where do I go from here, what scholarships are available for me, what schools are available for me, like what do I do with this HND degree, definitely watch this video from the start till the end, because I am going to be practically giving you the blueprints on what you should do with your HND degree, the scholarships, the schools, and everything we are going to cover from the start till the end. Okay, so the first thing is you have to understand what it is that you have. You have an HND degree. That is true. And understanding that this HND degree gives you a 1 year gap is very important towards your bachelor's. So you have step one, HND, which is what you have. Step two, that 1 year gap that you have. And then step three, you get a bachelor's degree. So those are the steps that you can move through in order to get like a regular bachelor's degree. So what should you do? Path A, you can top up in order to get your bachelor's. So you have HND that you've done for 2 years. Some people do it for longer, plus one top up course for 1 year, and that you can get to a full bachelor's degree. Most of the times what you need here is like a merit profile and then IELTS or like TOEFL or whichever system that you are going through your application with. You can go through that and then you are sort of good to go in order to apply for a regular bachelor's program. For example, the one at University of New South Wales or the University of South Wales, the Bachelor's in International Business, the University of Cumbria, BSc in Applied Chemistry or Nursing, Coventry University Informatics or Engineering. Those are the universities that you can be working with. The second thing that you can do is, all right, you guys, I am just going to take a minute here to tell you all about my database. My database is here. It has everything that you need in order to study abroad, move abroad, everything from start to finish to help you do your applications. So definitely go ahead, sign up for the database, get up every day, log in 1 or 2 hours, choose a scholarship or choose a graduate assistantship, choose whatever you're eligible for. Use the CV samples to write yours, use the SOP samples to write yours, work on it. In case it gets difficult, use ChatGPT to ask it questions, and then you submit. That was my formula that I used to get 4 fully funded scholarships. And if you do it exactly as I'm telling you, by the end of this year or early next year, you are going to get your own scholarship. The link is in the description box. Click on it, get into focus, work, and good luck. You can go the pre-master's route. So what are we talking about here? You have a fast track and you have a standard track. Here, if you have, let's say, work experience, right? Or you have a distinction, if you have like upper credit distinction, you can use the fast track. So here you're going to do like one or two semester preparatory course, replacing that top up that we discussed about above, and then this is going to directly lead you to getting a master's degree. So let's look at universities that do this. You have the University of Sussex, which requires the HND, which is like the distinction upper credit plus IELTS. If you can combine both things, then you have a good shot at going there. Or you have the Liverpool John Moores, which has like specific tracks that you can go through with your HND. You have like business, engineering, law. But if you have those things, you know that you have a good shot of just moving through and getting your master's degree. They have higher entry requirements, but it has a faster track route in order to lead you to your goals. And I think that this is a good idea. Just imagine having an HND and then you have a pathway that can lead you towards getting straight to your master's. I think that that is something that everyone should consider. If you're an HND holder, you should consider that. So now let's look at some scholarships that you can sort of figure out, like applying for and things like that. You have the Commonwealth scholarship. This is common for low and middle income countries, and of course it's fully funded. Do not mind the deadline that is written there. The deadline is, it's an annual scholarship, so that's okay. Chevening, the same thing. Also the great scholarships, it has specific countries that it targets, for example Ghana, Kenya, India, Nigeria. So with the great scholarship, you will have to do some more research to find out, is your country on the list? Do they accept you or you to apply for it? Then you can see if you are going to go. What I'm actually going to be doing henceforth is, from my database, I'm going to be updating the database with a ton of universities, scholarships, and opportunities that are available for students that have HNDs. because I've realized that there is a ton of students out there with HNDs. If you have an HND, let me know in the comment section. There's a ton of students out there with like HNDs, and they're asking me on Twitter every day, like, what do I do with this HND? I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a lot of you all. So go on, sign up for the database, and you're going to find those resources there, okay? Let's look at Ireland. You have this Ireland opportunity, the GOIIES scholarship program. Normally, this is for students outside of the EU, the UK. It's the Government of Ireland International Education Scholarships. The deadline is sometime in March this year, but this is an annual scholarship. So each time I always talk about the scholarships, and like, it's okay if you don't apply this year, you can apply next year. Or if you miss a deadline, you can apply next year. That is still okay. So you have other funding pathways that you can do. You can go through the university specific routes. For example, the University of South Wales, they have the international fees at 16,800 pounds, and they have regional discounts that are available. And at Coventry University, they have the academic awards, merit awards for high achieving HND graduates. So if you have, at least you already know the things that you can do in with reference to the UK. Now let's look at Canada. If you have an HND, you can actually do look through the EduCanada. That is the website, Study in Canada Scholarships. They have the scholarship for emerging leaders in the Americas program, and then you can actually also do a short-term exchange. I realized that I think I saw recently something about this short exchange, but it was to France. For some weird reason, I keep seeing a ton of information about short-term programs to different countries. I've never done an exchange program, so I'm not sure. I had to go to Belgium for some exchange program, but I got really busy. I couldn't make it. So I'm not really sure how the specifics of this and whatever, but I don't know if students looking for long-term opportunities will want to do an exchange program unless it is already a part of their program that they are doing. Anywho, let us get back to it. How to win. You have the impact strategy on what you're going to do here. Number one, you have to have 40% academic achievement. That is extremely important. 45% your personal statement. I've done a video on the difference between personal statement and SOP. I've done a detailed video about the paragraphs in an SOP, the SOP that got me my 4 fully funded scholarships, how to write an SOP, how to explain a low GPA like in an SOP. If you do not have, and also in my database, I have tons of SOP samples. So I don't want to hear no complaints about SOPs. Get the database, watch all the videos, use them as a guide to write your SOP. Like, that is the end. That is the end. Like, I don't want to hear anyone having an issue with writing SOPs or personal statement. As you can see, this is 45% of your chances of succeeding. So it is very important that you get your SOP right, okay? And then 15% references. I hope you're in good relationships with your recommenders who are either maybe professional or academic, because at least when you have to apply, you can now reach out to them like, oh, professor, or hi, I need a recommendation letter. That is very important. If you are someone thinking about studying abroad, moving abroad, you need recommenders. So definitely build a good relationship with them, where you have to demonstrate contribution to your home country, demonstrate engagement with the Irish UK. Well, that is if you're applying for that particular scholarship. And then, of course, avoid vague statements. When you watch the video and go through the SOP samples, you're going to see what to say at what stage and how not to sound vague, what is cliche, what to avoid, and the reasons for refusal if you don't do one thing or the other. Definitely go ahead and watch it. Then let's look at the UK graduate route. For example, you can get there's like an offer, work in the UK at any skills. I've done a video here on where talent is headed. If you've not watched that video, go and watch it, and what talent is needed in what part of the world. No employer sponsorship is needed. You must apply inside the UK before student visa expires. This is mostly like when you're done with your studies, what are the things that you can do. But what I'm going to say is that with most of these things, it changes a lot by governments. So some governments will have certain priorities in terms of what they want to accomplish with immigrants, and some may be friendly towards immigrants, others may not be friendly towards immigrants. So with this, I'll say pay attention to what is the update. In my database, I have study abroad news as one of the sheets in the database, and I update it with like new information on what countries are doing. You have to keep in contact. You have to know this information, because it will give you an idea of, oops, should I stay in this country or should I move on to another country? It's very important to know those updates by the various governments. And then you have the professional pathway. Ireland has the stamp 1G. So you have the student visa, then you graduate. You have the stamp 1G where you search for work, and then if you have the level 8 award, and then you get 12 months permission, and then if you have the level 9 award, you get 24 months permission, and through that you can get employment and then you can get a critical skills permit. That is the reason why, if you haven't watched that video about what skills are needed where, it's a good video to watch, because what you learn is you can make a strategic choice of, okay, I'm going to study this major because there is a skill shortage in this particular field in this country. So you have like an already long-term plan on, I'm going to study this because there is a shortage, so I'm going to get a job opportunity when I am done studying. You're not going to be like, I'm following my passion, and then you finish with your passion in art history, and there is no job. You're like, oh my goodness, what do I do from here? And then your visa is expiring, and you're like, oh my god, what am I doing? Right? You need to be strategic in picking those things. Listen, you guys, you all have to be strategic. Okay? Professional pathways, Australia, they have the subclass 500 and then the 485. They give you like up to 48 hours to work per fortnight. They have study rights. And then the post-work study, they give you a temporary graduate visa subclass for actually 2+ years to search for jobs. I have also done another video on which countries have the best post-study opportunities, because some countries actually give you some time to job hunt and then have you work, and then when you work you can sort of bring your family or whatever. Those kind of opportunities for people, foreigners, to sort of work, or students to work after your study, I think that is a good destination. If a destination is not giving you a chance to job hunt, stay in the country, figure it out, I think that is not a very smart study destination to choose, just being honest with you all. So what you should do, you have this critical timeline here. It says 2025 to 2027. Do not mind the times that have passed. 2025 Commonwealth application closes. It's annually, so it's fine. And then uni applications open January 2026. March, you have a deadline for the Government of Ireland scholarship. August, visa processing. September, course starts. And then January, UK graduate route opens up. And then you have the 27 graduation and visa switch. This is like a 2-year plan for someone that is thinking about, who has an HND and is thinking about moving abroad. This is practically like your 2-year plan, but this is just giving you a rough idea on the things that you should think about. Your application stack required documents. You need your HND transcripts, very important, upper credit or merit, and then you need your degree certificate in case you do the top up, and then you need your outs, that is very important. References, recommendation letters, you need that. Personal statement, I've already told you all where to find that. Unconditional or conditional offer letter that you are going to get from your university. So it is important that you go through that whole process and get the things. Verification, it is important that you use official sources in order to sort of for making sure that your documents are all right. You have this West evaluation, apply for scholarships, and then you can apply for visas. That is the way to go in case you have an HND. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that was helpful. If it was, please do well to like the video, share it with a friend, a brother, a sister, an auntie, an uncle, anyone in your church, anyone in your community, in your social media, anyone that you think that this is going to help. Please do well to share it with them, and also let me know in the comment section, was this helpful? Please do well to subscribe. Consider subscribing here. I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.